Hi, my name is Tom Hollingsworth, and I'm a part of Tech Field Day, which is a part of the Futurum Group, and I'm interviewing my friend Rita Younger. Rita, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Hi, I'm Rita Younger. I've been in the field of network engineering for data center in particular for many, many years. I currently work for the world's largest VAR, um, and I'm an advocate for women and minorities getting into the technology field.
Well, Rita, thanks for jumping on with me. I know you've seen a lot of things in the networking space for as long as you've been working here. But one of the things that I always like to talk to people about is kind of from where we're at right now. What do you see on the horizon that kind of gives you hope for the networking industry? Because I hear just as many people telling me that our best days are behind us and that there's really not a whole lot to do but except either become programmers or cloud engineers.
Oh, I think that statement there is behind the times, Tom, because due to AI, and we're just at the tip of the iceberg for AI, high performance infrastructure needs to be in place for AI. For a while, we were hearing everybody's moving to the cloud. Well, that's not the case. As a matter of fact, we did our own AI uh, chat GPT type of project. And in that project, it initially started in public cloud. Well, after 1 month, the amount of bill or the size of the bills, they were so high that we had to build it all on prem. So I think what we're going to see is networking, high performance infrastructure is going to be more important than ever because AI has the ability to revolutionize the way we work. Think about how awesome this is. AI for healthcare, for example, we're going to be able to have screenings done and, if it's an MRI, have it looked at by AI first. And then if there appears to be a problem, then it's reviewed by the doctor. AI can be used in so many fields today. One problem that is on the horizon also is that there needs to be guardrails around AI. So we need to make sure that information being fed into AI for machine learning is good, valid information. It's reviewed on a regular basis and it doesn't have bias introduced in it. So the role of ethical AI uh, uh, experts, going to be greater than ever. So number one, AI is best on premise, and therefore the networking field is going to be more important than ever. Same thing with quantum computing. Quantum computing, all of the compute is not just talking to itself. Everything's going through plumbing. What is the plumbing? The plumbing is the network. So therefore, very, very important.
No, I would completely agree with you, Rita. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of people don't understand is that just because a lot of the workloads moved into the cloud doesn't mean that we stopped iterating in the network. We're still doing a lot of very high performance data transfer. We're enabling those cloud networks to do those kinds of things too. It's just that we're also bringing those solutions back to the on premises data center and enabling things that people didn't think were possible a few years ago. I would hazard a guess that a lot of the highest performing AI companies out there today are only in the minds of people because they have the infrastructure that can run this either in a public cloud provider, but also in a secure data center facility where you have complete control over the data.
Exactly. I definitely agree with that.
So, I guess the next question that I want to ask you involves kind of the way that we get to advance the future of networking, and that's through tools and methodologies that are constantly evolving. I mean, we joke around a lot, but networking 10 or 15 years ago looked radically different than it does today, and that's going to look even radically different 5 or 6 years from now. So, what are some of the tools and methods you think are going to be kind of building blocks for the future of the data center?
Well, one thing for sure is we should no longer be managing at the command line. The reason is by doing abstraction, abstracting the hardware itself from the software, so the actual traffic patterns based upon let me start that again. So today we're seeing that we really need to be moving into some type of controller or orchestration based system where the hardware, the underlay, and the overlay, the software, there's an abstraction there. So whether it's an SDN solution or if it's just a controller based solution, such as Cloud Vision, such as um, NDFC, we need to have that layer of abstraction. I'm really anxious to hear about what Nokia has to offer in this space. So one of the things that we're going to see, again, no longer using the command line to configure switches. We are going to start seeing more high performance networks. We're moving into 800 gig. So that's going to continue to get faster. And we're also looking at the ability to use less power, less cooling in the data center. So all of those ESG initiatives, seeing those actually come to fruition.
Well, Rita, I'm glad you mentioned Nokia because one of the exciting things that we've got coming up here very soon is that you're going to be joining me on September the 24th for a special event, Networking Field Day exclusive with Nokia, where we're going to get a look at some of the new technologies that they're rolling out into the data center and how they're dealing with some of the more advanced workloads that are arising as our technology level continues to increase. But as someone who's been a practitioner for, a number of years, I wondered if maybe could you provide one piece of advice to the Nokia folks? Maybe how would you coach them to have a larger impact in the networking industry?
That's a great question and very timely. I was actually on the phone with a colleague of mine in the UK, and he was talking about how Nokia is really the up and comer in Europe. And it really occurred to me that I'm not hearing a lot about Nokia yet. So in the US, certainly getting in front of the customers. One thing is always engaging with partners. You're expanding your sales force by engaging with partners. Um, we need to make sure everybody knows about your product and your offering. And like I said, that's picking up over in Europe. So I expect it to pick up here. Almost
Yeah.
daily, I have conversations with customers, and I'm seeing it more and more where they're shifting from one vendor they've had for many years to another vendor in the data center space. I ask them every time when they want to have those conversations, why are you looking around? If you already know vendor X, why are you looking at Y and Z? And the reason almost consistently is because X has fallen behind. Well, the truth is, X has not fallen behind. X is still innovating as much or greater than anyone else. So, what that told me is that salespeople are not in front of their customers enough, giving them updates. So, very, very important to do. And I know a lot of people in this industry are anxious to get back to old school sales. Pick up the tab at a pub, um, do presentations and lunches, and really, post COVID era, everyone wants to see people in person. And I think Nokia needs to make relationships with their partners and then go together into these accounts. And then, with or without the partner, they need to be into these accounts on a regular basis, giving them updates.
Well, that's great to hear, Rita. And I know that one of the first steps that Nokia is taking in order to get in front of those customers is participating in this special Tech Field Day event. And if you want to participate in this event as well, with your watching this interview, make sure you head over to techfieldday.com. Click on the link for Networking Field Day exclusive with Nokia. Like I said, it's happening September the 24th. It'll be an all day event. We'll have great presentations from some amazing speakers at Nokia. We'll also be recording those videos to publish them to our YouTube channel later. And make sure you tune into social media because we will have a lot of coverage there. Rita, if people want to learn a little bit more about some of the topics that are of interest to you and maybe read some of your content or watch it, where can they go to see that?
Yeah, most of my content today is up on LinkedIn, and also at wwt.com There's a platform there, and you can read all kinds of articles, see videos, and even try hands-on with various technologies, and technologies interoperating with each other. So not just OEM specific, but combinations of OEMs in our ATC.
Awesome. And if you want to check out some of the things that we've done, including networking field day exclusive with Nokia, make sure you check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Gestalt IT video. We will see you on September 24th for this great event. Rita will be joining me along with other great delegates. Make sure you head to techfieldday.com to find out more. Until the 24th, we'll see you soon.